PlayStation just does not know how to fucking lose. Let's talk about it. What's up, everybody? It is the Best Spot Kids Move, and I'm back for another video. And man, today I'm going to talk about PlayStation's 5, the PS showcase. And dude, I literally watched this showcase from a disadvantage. I was at work, we were closing up early. I had to keep the volume low. I had to be somewhere at like 5:30. So I watched it. I'm going back and forth between Twitter and like trying to like focus and whatnot. And I was like, all right, I think they opened up with what the hell did they open up with? They opened up with a couple things. I think this I don't know what they opened up with, but everything they showed, I'll keep it short. Everything they showed looked decent. There's only a few standouts that were there, but the standouts that were there were great. They were great. Even the ones that you predicted. I think on like Planet Xbox last week, I predicted, obviously, you know, God of War is going to be there. I was the only one rocking that Alan Wake would be there. I was very confident about that. I was like, that's the only reason why it leaked. It was we were going to see it at PlayStation's event. Deathloop, Ghostwire Tokyo, Horizon, Gran Turismo, Forspoken. I said that would be there. I knew Insomniac would be there. We didn't know if it was going to be Sunset Overdrive or Spider-Man 2, given that the original game came out in 2018. So like, hey, it's probably around that time to reveal it. But Insomniac came near big. Couple things that happened. No. Couple things that surprised me. Knights of the Old Republic remaster or remake was a big surprise because I associated that game with Xbox. It was an exclusive. BioWare made it. It was every Xbox fan, outside of me, original Xbox fan, has been asking for that game to be remade or remastered or whatever. So the fact that it's coming out and it's not a multi-plat or it's like an exclusive to PlayStation, it makes no sense to me. I feel like that was a petty dealing. That was a petty dealing on PlayStation's part. That game didn't exist on PlayStation. And it's like, it's either let me do this before Xbox does it, or like somebody fell asleep at the wheel at Xbox and EA. And somebody fell asleep at the wheel. All these damn LucasArts games that's available to grab. I ain't seeing Xbox do shit with them. But whatever. So PlayStation got that. That was a surprise. PlayStation's publishing it. There's some forms of exclusivity there. So I was like, cool. It was a CGI trailer, whatever. So it's coming out sometime in the next 2 to 3 years. We'll see. Whatever. Yeah, I'm only going to really talk about the things that shocked me. God of War was there. Looks okay. It looks great. I mean, it looks good, but to me, it didn't like, oh my God, I can't wait. It's just like, oh, okay. It exists. Quite what I was expecting. But it was a good show. They showed gameplay, whatever. Insomniac. This is what did it for me. Now, there was going to be no surprise if Spider-Man showed up, right? So it did show up, and they said 2023. Great. PS5 exclusive. Awesome. I expected that. They had a wonderful trailer. You know, they revealed Venom. They had, you know, Spider-Man and Miles Morales in that trailer. So it's going to be dope. 2023. Marvel's doing it big. It was the one they showed earlier. It kind of had me out of my mind. And that was the Wolverine trailer. Completely out of left fucking field. And guess who's making it? Insomniac Games. The development team that don't sleep. The development team that PlayStation stole from the market. Literally bought Insomniac for pennies. And these guys have been producing. They've been producing. like they're I don't get it. I don't know how they have the time. And you tell me they're not crutching? They got Wolverine. They're making it so now there's another exclusive Marvel IP exclusive to PlayStation. We thought Spider-Man was a big. It was like, all right, whatever. We made peace with the whole movie shit, whatever. They got that. Now you're taking another Marvel character. The PlayStation's getting all the marquee Marvel IPs, and all the bullshit ones are the ones that Square Enix is publishing, and those are the multi-plat. So if you want to play a Marvel game, you got to get the Avengers, and that wasn't that great of a game to me. Some people like it, and now we're gonna get Guardians of the Galaxy, which is subpar. It's not X-Men. It's not Spider-Man. It's not fucking Iron Man. It's this thrown together bullshit, and it's like, yo, like somebody I get it, bro. Like, how did they let Wolverine go? Like, PlayStation gets Spider-Man, great. Xbox, pick something from that damn library that you can get. Because now what PlayStation is doing is setting themselves up to be the platform for Marvel games. So if you are a Marvel Disney fan and you got all the movies and you want to get a full collection of the video games, there's only one platform you can go to. That is PlayStation. Yeah, you can play the Avengers, you can play Guardians of the Galaxy on Xbox. But if you want the marquee titles from Marvel, Disney, you have to go to Play. You can only get them all on PlayStation. And that's a very smart move. What PlayStation has been doing is if they're not getting the exclusive rights to a Marvel IP, they're literally getting marketing deals with the other games that aren't exclusives. So it sets PlayStation and PlayStation 5 up to be the premier brand for it. It's a easily a platform easily to market with Disney Plus and with Marvel. A lot of cross promotion could go on with that, and Xbox is just sitting back watching it like, that's great. No, that is not. Like, I like Marvel, I like Spider-Man, I like X-Men, I like all that shit. Like, there's no way that Xbox users should not be experiencing this on Xbox. Like, I don't understand how you surrender such a popular IP brand off your. How do you go without getting any of that on your platform? And people, so when I asked the question that I asked, how the fuck did PlayStation get this exclusive? Like, Xbox, use your wallet. People like, where they spent on Bethesda, ZeniMax. Bro, all right. If you want, all right, it's fair, whatever. PlayStation not gonna get Elder Scrolls and Fallout, Starfield, whatever. It's fine. The thing about PlayStation is making power moves with IPs that exist that are popular that you don't need to force market. You don't need to sell. You don't need to sell X-Men to anyone. You don't need to sell Wolverine. Everybody know who the fuck Wolverine is. We all know who Wolverine is. We have to learn what Starfield is. We have to learn what Redfall is. We have to learn about, like, you know, some of the Bethesda IPs that aren't old. We have to learn. You have to sell that. You don't have to sell a Wolverine. Oh, shit, the claws. So it's like, I'm not going to say Bethesda versus Marvel. No, I would rather. But then again, not everybody makes great Marvel games. But the fact is, we know what Insomniac did with Spider-Man. There's no need to doubt them for Wolverine or whatever next Marvel IP they do. I think the perception of this is very, very bad. And if PlayStation is going to be doing the moves that they're making, and the move that they make has such an impact on industry, Game Pass would never be needed on a PlayStation platform. You know what I mean? So the thing is, if Xbox is going to be losing out on like those IPs that move, that shift, that has an impact like on society, I don't know how you back out that. It's like, the thing is, it's coming to a situation where I feel like on Xbox, right? On Xbox, when you're playing on Xbox, you need Game Pass. There's no reason to have it. It's essential if you have an Xbox. It's not an essential to have for gaming yet, because I feel like Xbox is still about two major moves away from making Game Pass essential. And a major move would be like an acquisition of EA and Take-Two or EA and fucking Square Enix or, you know, Ubisoft and EA. So it has to be a move like that, like a publisher that produces 5+ AAAs on an annual basis. That's typically on every platform. That would make Game Pass essential as a gaming subscription. Essential as a game. Right now, Game Pass just is essential if you're an Xbox user. It wouldn't make sense not to have it if you're an Xbox. But let me stop talking about Xbox. This video is about PlayStation. I'm going to give you guys a quick grade. We're going to talk more about this on the Let's Talk Games podcast with Sir Dre the Great. But my quick grade right now is definitely 8.5 out of 10. There's a lot of shit they showed I didn't even care about, but it's the impact of everything they showed. Everything felt like an exclusive. Everything felt... And the thing is, PlayStation got away with showing CGI. But the problem is the shit that they show CGI for is shit that we're familiar with. So, for example, seeing the CGI for Redfall and Contraband is not equivalent to showing a CGI for Wolverine. We know what Wolverine is. You can imagine, and then you already know the developer that's doing it. So you apply this. You can apply what Insomniac did with Spider-Man, and then like, okay, this is the same developer that did Spider-Man and did Ratchet and Clank. Now they're doing Wolverine. They did a hell of a job with Spider-Man. You can fuck it. You can get away with a CGI. The Star Wars game, whatever. We know it's a remake of a game that already exists, so technically you can get away with that. New IPs CGIs, they just don't hit as good as an existing IP CGI. It just doesn't. It doesn't. PlayStation, I give them a 9 out of 10. Everything they showed was extremely impactful. Biggest deal though is the Marvel moves. Like, I mean, God of War didn't hit me like that. The Uncharted news going to PC shit didn't hit me like that. I'll be getting them. I'll be playing them, whatever. But that Wolverine, the KOTOR, that kind of made me feel a certain type of way. But it started making me think about how PlayStation is positioning the platform of PlayStation, and then how it's you identify it with Disney and Marvel. Spider-Man, X-Men is the premier platform for Marvel, and they have a ton of fans, PlayStation has the power now. They have so much negotiating power, purchasing power to get more Marvel IP exclusivity because of what they did with Spider-Man, because the IP, the parts of Spider-Man they own. Xbox, when it comes to that, they gotta make and I know it's like, I don't mean to put Xbox and everything and make it, but you have to do something. You can't have a gaming platform and try to be the leader in gaming platform and miss out on something this huge. You can't. You have to find a counter. If you can't get Marvel because PlayStation's in bed with all of them, you have to then look to DC. You have to look at other IPs like, yo, where could we kind of, counter this? You got to be competitive in that front. So PlayStation, amazing show, 9 out of 10. Wolverine being exclusive, being made by Insomniac is a big move. I'm pretty much forced to stick with my PlayStation for the rest of the generation because everything they showed, and there's some shit I'm gonna let Sir Dre the Great give me that information, but everything they showed looked great and everything they showed seemed impactful. They had one hell of a show. It's the reason why PlayStation can do so, like, some fucked up shit and people forget about it the next day because they're gonna blow your minds, and they did that. So that's the video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not. I'll talk to you guys later in the next show. I'm sorry if my background's loud. My kids can't speak without yelling and projecting their voice. So hopefully I'm speaking loud enough to drown it out. So that's why I keep pitching up and taking a deep breath. But Xbox is the best box. I am the best bot. I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.